what, 185 and 176?
180, whatever that crazy shit was.
That was wild, man. That was a wild historic
People,
game.
people, people always want to, back in the day, they were scoring like how they score now. They scored like that back then. It just wasn't threes.
Right.
It was just a steady barrage of you getting mid-range to death.
Buckets. Buckets galore. Talk to us, Big Shot. Talk to us, man.
Speaking of buckets galore, this is the home stretch. I can't believe it, fellas. This season is going by really fast.
Yeah.
We are into the Final Four on the men's side, the Final Four on the women's side. We are T-minus 2 weeks. 2 weeks from tonight, we're going to be taping the show. We're going to be having a 94 Feet of Life playoff preview while the play-in game is going on 2 weeks from tonight. Crazy. Listen.
And you know what? It's intriguing. It's intriguing, too. As much as we talk about we don't like to play in, that shit is actually like great television to tune into.
We are going to get into it because there are some, especially the Western play-in, might look like the All-Star game.
It really does. It really does.
So we got Ham in the building, Trav in the building. Hopefully, our main man MJ might be able to stop by here in a second. This is the home stretch, man. We're going to talk about both Final Fours, the end of the regular season, kind of spray the off-field, shout out to our guys at the Dish, opening day of baseball, like 2 days. So we got Ham in the building. Trav got on the big boy jersey from the Outkast video from Players Ball. So, fella, let's get into it. First of all, I want to go right to Ham into his question. We know this is probably the most unconventional four we've probably seen since 2011. Now, this is probably preaching to the choir. It's asking a stupid question, but I'll just ask it anyway. You've got one blue blood out of four in UConn. You got a team from Conference USA, Mountain West, and Miami, who was a mid to upper Big East team. So is your viewing affected by this being slightly unconventional?
I like it. I like it from the standpoint of it's not always about the casuals. You know what I'm saying? The hoop heads are gonna be the hoop heads. But then when we look at it from the standpoint of just how we rock, we watch the TBT like on purpose. Like we tune in, like, okay, we're gonna fuck with this. We watch the Big Three. You know what I'm saying? Just basketball stuff we watch. Mm-hmm. Why wouldn't the Final Four be any different in terms of, especially just because, it's folks that it's like, it's unconventional, but San Diego State respected basketball program. We know this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We give them that love.
No doubt.
UConn, same. I mean, we kind of pretty much got them on blue blood status now because of their history within just pretty much the last 30 years. Starting from Calhoun going forward. This Florida Atlantic crew, hey, man, I told y'all this Sunday when the brackets dropped and they matched them up with Memphis. Look here, man. It's kind of like when that conversation that Mason Cardan had about the girl that wasn't 19. Like, remember that 30-win team that they had seeded as a 9 seed? They really not a 9 seed, though. You know what I'm saying? They got some hopes. And who's our fourth?
Miami.
Big East, former Big East alum, ACC, pretty much was strong strong horse of the ACC throughout the season. Then win the tournament, but they still stand. It's an opportunity for cats like us to learn more that we didn't know before. Just over the past couple weeks, the 30-win 9 seed had me intrigued. Why wouldn't it? Not just because they playing Memphis, but a 30-win 9 seed coming in with 31 wins. Oh man, I mean, it's just, everything else has just pretty much kind of been the madness of March.
You look at the win totals. San Diego State has now 31 wins. Florida Atlantic has 35 wins. UConn has 29. Miami now has 29. So these teams like won and won big. Trav, you talk about the unconventional nature of the composition of the teams, but talk about it, man. They've certainly earned their way there. They're not here by accident.
No, they're not. No, they're not. That San Diego State team reminds me of that South Carolina team with Thornhill. Them.
Ooh.
They grown.
Ooh.
That team is grown. They big, they grown. They can get in the club with boots on without showing ID. That's just the way they are, man. I mean, Miami, again, a Larranaga team is always motivated to play. That team and Izzo team, they're going to be ready to play. And they've been playing, they've been going in. They was down 13. 13 against Texas, right? Walk them down. FAU again. They're not a 31 win team in the 9th seed for no reason. Got to watch out for them, and they can play. They just can flat out play. And UConn, we was talking about that before. I mean, it's just number 44 freak athlete, man. Freak athlete can play. He can't shoot, but he can slash the basket with the best arm and finish. Other than that, man, as y'all see on this screen, everybody got names. I have a date.
I saw that. June 23rd, 2005.
Somebody can tell me what that date means. What happened on that date?
Spurs won.
Exactly. Who did they play?
Detroit.
How many people watched the finals? That was game 7.
Not many.
This finna test y'all basketball pimping right now. This finna test y'all basketball pimping right now.
I think I just passed by answering all these questions without even blinking.
And this is finna test a lot of people basketball pimping right now. Because the simple fact, nobody didn't know if FAU instead of FAU fans were gonna be there. Nobody but UConn fans, nobody but Miami fans, and nobody but San Diego State fans. Don't sit up there coming on my comments talking about what y'all see a highlight of.
And even they fan base had doubts.
Exactly. So get your mind right, get your body straight, gear up, and enjoy the posture. Fix your posture. Exactly. Fix your posture.
UConn,
this is going to be a good Final Four.
UConn for me, I mean, it's staying obvious because they got here, but they've looked consistently the best the entire tournament. You've seen teams have droughts, stretches of bad play. UConn has played 4 consecutive great games. Like UConn not really had a dip. You talk about a Calhoun. They look like a Calhoun team. Multiple guys, 16 in the back front court. Guards that really shoot it. Guards who can create. I mean, we never know how this is going to end because this tournament is wildly unpredictable. But I don't think there's any. I'm not going to say there's a shoe-in. I think when we come back here next Tuesday, we talking about our Final Four review, I think UConn is winning. To me, look consistently. They've been consistently good before game.
All right, fellas, I know I'm not on camera right now, and I got a lot of stuff getting ready to pack and head to Houston tomorrow. So I will be down there for the festivities. But I will say this about UConn, okay? I will say this about UConn, and I don't have any basketball technical term to say from a coaching perspective, but this is what I will say. It is pure, unadulterated thuggery playing UConn.
Yeah.
That is it is pure, unadulterated thuggery, whole lot of gang going on. And I didn't curse because of the FCC. So, but that is what's going on. I will say this, because I do always like a little flair for the dramatic. I would love to see Florida Atlantic University and the University of Miami playing in the championship game due to the simple fact the state of Florida, and not only the state of Florida, but South Florida will go up so tough if they are playing. And that will make me find my way down to Miami on Monday. Turnpike Ike. Did you hear me? That's what I would be. If Florida Atlantic and Miami are playing in the championship game on Monday night, I'm going to get off my flight in Orlando Sunday night, and I am going to drive straight down to Miami. Because I would just love to be a part of that. Because when Miami is winning at anything, it's lit. It is live. It is live at 5. You might need to get revived.
Nah, it's crazy because, if you look at all the teams that's in the Final Four, all teams are representing the current climate of college basketball and what it is. San Diego State, grown man hoops. Miami, NIL deals. Not to say that's the only reason, but let's not get it twisted. They went and got what they wanted and was able to provide substantial amount of income for this performance. Florida Atlantic, real life relationships. UConn, modern day basketball. When you look at UConn, go look at every AAU team right now, and also go look at all of the young teams in the NBA. Not a true point guard, but a lot of length, a lot of athleticism. Big man run the rim, wings shoot it. Everybody's interchangeable, no positions. When you look at Florida Atlantic, when I saw number one, Johnell Davis make that stop, the first thing that he did, nobody paid attention. First thing he did was went to hug this coach. Yeah. That's a genuine relationship. He trusts that man. And in the climate that we're in, you're going to seldom see that. You're not going to see that often. And that's I think the reason why you're going to see a lot more mid-majors make runs like this, because it's going to be based on real life, meaningful relationships. And most of those Power 5 conferences can't finesse that because it's big business once you get to Power 5. Mm-hmm. Like I said, with Miami, I love what Miami did. They were like, we're not going to even play with you on this. We think you're a good player. We're going to set you up with this, and this. Do what you do best. And they delivered. Simple. And like I said, with San Diego State, we kept this group around for a long period of time. We got better and better each year, even though we didn't get where we need to go. Now we're at the point where we're ready to strike. Yeah. So everything that you're seeing is now the current climate of basketball. Gone are the days where you're going to get lied to as a fan. Gone are the days where you're going to get lied to as a player or a coach. Either it's going to be real business or it's going to be real relationship. There ain't no in between no more. So that's why my title is what it is. Coaching ain't easy, because either you're going to be on the business end and going to have a lot of tough conversations and make people just make the decision from there, or you're going to have to really put the time in and building a real life relationship that goes beyond basketball.
Yeah.
There is no
Like it's like what Denzel said. I'm leaving here with something. I'm leaving here with something.
Yeah.
Either I'm gonna be able to come back to this place and have a job somewhere, or be able to be a part of a strong network, or I'm about to get that payola.
Simple.
I'm leaving here with something.
Simple.
And let's talk about UConn. He talked about the unadulterated thuggery. I think one of the themes of the tournament for me, fellas, is, and this to our old heads. Y'all say the game is soft and da 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 da. This has been the most physical tournament I have seen in a long time.
You hear me?
Yeah, I hear. Oh, go ahead, Justin. You can say, go ahead, jump in.
These are grown. These are grown men out here playing.
Yeah.
Like these dudes not. Like these dudes is not like. They ain't for nothing. Like real talk. You got San Diego State was 30-2 in 2020. And somehow, some way, they was able to keep those guys together and add pieces. Real pieces. They had a guy leave the Pac-12 to come play. I'm not going to say a guy, not just any guy, an all Pac-12 performer. Pac-12, a former Pac-12 freshman of the year to come to San Diego State.
Yeah.
Leaving the Pac, he could have went anywhere, any Power 5. Indiana, they have a couple transfers, but the rest of that is like they developed that. And I was privy in the fall to go down to Florida Atlantic and meet their staff, and they're so smart. I'm not gonna put their secrets out, but they showed how they develop. And those guys are taking shots where they're taking shots for a reason. And I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
But like they are, I mean, and Dusty May is really like that. Like who everybody's seen he is. That's how he is. Great dude. That whole staff. Those are a good group of dudes right there. Just because I met them personally, talked to a few. Like that. That's real. That's not fake. Miami. I like it for Larranaga.
Yeah.
Larranaga, man, how can I put it? Like they was trying to get rid of him 5 years ago. They was trying to put him to bed. Oh, they was really trying to they kept saying, "Oh man, Larranaga, man, he on his way out, man." Okay, cool. You know what? Boom, I'm gonna go to the Elite Eight. Boom, I'm gonna go to the Final Four. And who knows what's gonna happen? Who knows what's gonna happen? They got a chance to win it all.
Yeah.
In UConn. And I'm gonna say this. And I say it to you guys, but I'm gonna say it on wax. UConn, they paid Kevin Ollie his money. They paid him his money, and everything is all fine and dandy for UConn, and UConn is back to being UConn. And they also made a really smart decision of getting out the American Athletic Conference and going back to the Big East. That was extremely smart because UConn is a Big East team, and basketball has enough cachet and power that they could leave there and go back to the Big East.
Right.
Unlike some of those teams in the ACC that I shall not name tonight.
Pittsburgh.
Syracuse. Look, I'm not going there. I'm keeping it how it is. So therefore, I love to see UConn back into it because they did right by Coach Ollie.
They paid
that man, and look, they paid him. And UConn was struggling because I'm gonna tell you this right now. Three of those four coaches that's in the Final Four, everybody's talking about, oh man, he can't do it. He too old. he not inducted. He not Steve Fisher. This. You know, everybody got something to say. Everybody has something to say. And the men had time to build how they wanted to build. They build it and they put it in their image. And that's all that. And most of the time you need time.
Yeah. I think that's what I look at with this tournament. And we've seen this, like, Duke in 2015 was really the last young team.
Yeah.
To win it. And you look at the last 8 years, grown teams.
But they had that senior PG.
It's guys that's, but they're guys that we laugh at. We say, but no, it is a team full of guys who are legal drinking age.
Yeah.
It is who's 21, 22, 23. As Les has talked about, been together a couple years. Yeah. So I love it. So I think it's gonna be an interesting weekend. I think UConn, I still think UConn wins it, but at this point, you just throw a name in the hat and just pull one out and at this point.
And I'm gonna get Jay Ham in this, but let me also say this as well.
Atlantic winning it all.
Hey, I'm gonna let Jay Ham cook, but let me just say this too. Be prepared to keep seeing this. Because guess what? If you are a really, 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 really good college player, but probably not the best pro prospect, what the hell am I in a rush to go into the draft and get paid the same amount I can get paid in NIL for? So you're going to see dudes staying for 5 years. Because literally the only reason why they were leaving early, even when they weren't ready, is because financially it didn't make sense for them to play for free. Yeah. Now they're not playing for free. So,
yeah,
you're going to see a lot more Armando Baycots.
And
you're going to see a lot more of them.
And this, what you saying, is a lot of the reasons why I believe, like, shout out to DeJuan Mouse, because I mentioned something about this being the only Final Four with no McDonald's All-American since the McDonald's All-American game has been rolling in existence. He like, yo, this might be the norm going forward. And it might be, it really might be. You know what I'm saying? When you really look at it, just off of what you were just saying, MJ, you got incentive to stay there now, to still make money while you're in school. You probably make more money for some. They probably make more money while they're in school than they would if they was to go to the G and come up through it like that way. I mean, and you still playing. That's the thing of it. Yeah, it's on the lower level, but if you got that action, you still can position yourself to go overseas and do it, at the next level and whatnot. But that's part of the change. I think that just in the direction that we got overall in basketball in general. I mean, it's different in the NBA, but look at the Western Conference in the NBA right now. Just in general, you know what I'm saying? It's like up in the air, with the exception of a couple teams. Everything else is just up in the air. It's kind of like that in college basketball too. It's really up in the air. And TBT, I don't have to update million up to like 3.
Right. You got Trap.
Shout out to all the viewers that we have right now. Got an interesting question from Ty Love. Oh Lord. Anyways,
I'll answer it.
But it's a good question. It's a good question. He said we was talking about as far as like the upperclassmen are actually staying for that 5th year, being that they came in at 2020. He was saying, is that due to COVID that that there are more upperclassmen or players staying?
Yes and no. Part of it is COVID, but what y'all got to understand is by NCAA guidelines, and Les, if I'm wrong, please correct me, you get 4 years of eligibility, but if you go to graduate school, you get an extra year. So this is the real pimping of it. And this is the part that a lot of people don't understand. College coaches, there are incentives if guys have their team's GPA right.
Mm-hmm.
In order to go to graduate school, you have to have a minimum of a 3.0. So I'm getting a kid that's 4 years proven already to play at this level, and he has to have at the lowest a 3.0 GPA. So he boosts up my GPA requirements and is a 4-year veteran.
You don't get like like outside of, because the COVID years will be over with in 25. No, you get 5 years to play for. So like if you redshirted,
Okay.
like say you redshirted, then yeah, like the guys that are graduates, the guys are getting 5 years because of COVID. So if you were in college in the year 2020, 21, you have that COVID year.
Okay.
But other than that, now you only get 4 years. But with
So
COVID,
guys
a lot of guys have 5.
So guys
Yeah.
graduating early and then just going to graduate school. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, so like some guys,
Okay.
you know, you may have some guys that have been in school for 4 years now. They're graduating because most people graduate in 4 years. Some don't, but
Me.
due to COVID, they have an extra year.
Right.
Okay.
Due to the COVID year, they have it. Now, before COVID, if you were in school, you know, if you redshirted your sophomore year or something like that, you got a medical,
Red shirt.
then you redshirt and then you graduated, but you only played 3 seasons. Then you got that quote unquote 5th year, but it's really the 4th year of eligibility that you're guaranteed to. And also, I just want to say this. The NBA wants them younger. College wants them older.
Yep.
And and I always remember this, I love. There is no such thing as a stupid question. There is no such thing as a stupid answer. But there is a such thing as stupid people.
And there you
That's a
have
bar.
it. So on the flip side, we talked about the unconventional nature of the men's Final Four. The women's Final Four is the heavy hitters. And for me, I'm looking at this. We have the potential. I don't even want to talk about it too much because I want to jinx it. You could have a landmark moment in history in the final. Landmark. Because if Virginia Tech plays South Carolina in the final, guess what you would have?
2 African-American coaches. One is a man and one is a woman playing for the national championship.
Never happened in the history of sports. Period.
But now Kilmarky did have Jerry Curl with Louisiana Tech.
Emma had a Jerry curl when she was hanging with the sisters in Louisiana Tech.
Yeah, but these days she been looking like Golden Boy Chick Donovan, man. I ain't really damn.
Man, I don't know.
Really damn with Kilmarky.
Hey, have y'all seen the New Edition biopic?
Yeah.
Y'all remember when Michael Rappaport had to bring Buddy back that played, Avon off the wire to kind of keep the kids in check?
Right.
As much as I'm excited and I love the fact that, Black coaches are starting to shine a little bit, in the back of my mind, I think it's a little bit of that now because now the jig is up. Nobody is going to pay attention to fake relationships anymore. And this is a majority Black played game. So it's going to turn into a majority Black coach game because guys need to play with somebody that they actually can build a real relationship with. So unless you are one of those individuals like the coach at University of Miami that's older but still is willing to learn and still got that exuberance and that youthfulness about him, like a Pete Carroll, you're going to see a lot of guys have to retire.
Which I think needs to, which is why for me, MJ, this is why a Virginia Tech South Carolina final would symbolize that because now you got a Black man on one sideline, a Black woman on the other sideline. So now some of them doors that y'all have held closed forever, you got to start cracking them a little bit. You got to start cracking them a little bit. So that is my rooting interest. If I had to, I was rooting for anything this weekend, it's that. It's Virginia Tech, South Carolina.
As you should.
Now, I would say this on the basketball front. Caitlin Clark is something.
Iowa tough.
Like
A
she got a little
40-point
bit
triple double.
a 40-point triple double. I don't care who you playing.
That matters.
It matter, man.
Y'all love talking about Luka doing it. No, this is a female doing this.
Hey, not only is she doing this, she talking cash to the other person and saying, y'all down 15. Stop talking.
Yes. And she's getting it within the
Talking to
rhythm
you
of her
about-
game. She's getting it within the rhythm of a game.
Look, because I know a lot of you, I know a lot of you dudes let people at LA Fitness get in your head. You know how hard it is to produce and still talk? That's not easy.
Right. Y'all struggling at win.
Bro, buddy that work at UPS be having you want to fight him. He deliver Amazon packages and he be having you want to fight him. So
Giving you that work.
Really give flowers when they're due. To be able to whistle while you work is not easy. It's not, because you got to back up all that cash stuff you talking. And if you played this game long enough, you will know that no matter how much work you put in, it's a 50% chance you make it and a 50% chance you miss it. No matter how much work you put in. So for you able to talk while you working and still produce, those are the most dangerous players on the planet. Those are the ones that usually end up winning because they're able to do three things at once. They're able to talk to themselves and get themselves going. They're able to raise their level of play with their talk, and they're able to get into your head and stop you from doing what you want to do.
Yeah.
Tough.
And then you speaking of talking, like we talking, then you got LSU. LSU team, I don't want to even the word you scrappy, but LSU, they gonna get into you on both ends of the court. Angel Reese, who is damn near impossible to buy. So she get a hand on everything coming off their rim. They gonna face a really good Virginia Tech team. Virginia Tech just my girl in the middle. That's Nowitzki light. She's 6'5". She ain't shooting nothing but jump. She ain't.
Yes, that PG so tough.
They
That girl
playing.
so tough. She is tough.
This is gonna be two heavyweight fights. This semifinal. Whoever gets to that final, they go earn. This is gonna be two.
And you talking about trash talking and chatty? LSU is the whoa, jeez.
I love how society is embracing women to be hoopers.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's bro. What you supposed to play that way. Show that excitement. Show why you like the game. Ain't nobody fighting like that.
Do it, shut your ass up at work.
I mean, I was about to. One more thing I do want to talk about, and it's pertaining women's basketball. We don't talk about it much, but this part needs to be talked about. So, in the young girl, the young lady, Memphis, that sprung on old gal.
Yeah.
People are really trying to, like, she's about to graduate. I think she's about to graduate or whatever. But people are talking about trying to take her whole scholarship away.
No.
Take a whole degree away. Like, I understand there should be a punishment.
No.
But let the team deal with that. Let the team deal with that. That ain't for you to try to take that girl life away. Because she'd have been in that school for 4+ years, 4 years, or even more, or even less. Hey. She has earned that degree. Don't take that girl degree away from her.
Hey, I'm about to expose the hypocrisy with one statement. A former NBA president of the Player Association once hit a dude in the nuts playing college.
Oh Lord, don't talk about Chris Paul. No.
How many games you get suspended? 1, 2, maybe? Y'all talking about taking away a person's degree?
Yes.
Hey, I do you one even better. a kid on the men's program beat the shit out of his girlfriend on campus.
Mm.
John didn't kick him out of school. He kicked him off the team, but kept him in school, made sure that he got his degree. When he got his degree, he brought him back on the squad.
Mm.
That's how you handle it.
And is he here again? This is also the hypocrisy of not us, but people.
Yeah.
Y'all say it's too nice.
Selective outrage.
They too friendly.
And the thing
And
is,
then when it goes too far, like it did with the young lady in Memphis.
yeah.
Now,
No, he
Oh my-
don't do that. You don't take all that.
Yeah. Jawan Howard fired on somebody after the game too.
a grown man authority position fired on somebody. Like,
and he was justified, if you ask me, man. Don't put your hands on me, Doc. I gotta shake your
Hands on
hand.
me.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That's just what it is. You can't make me shake your hand.
I saw some of that. So I was like, come on now.
They got it. I think a lot of people are trying to get that reaction and try to boost that big.
You know
that
why
big
they
thing.
do.
I
You know
mean,
why they
I
doing
don't
it,
know why.
Trav.
We all know why. We all know why.
You know why.
Powers that be no longer has power for real.
I know.
That's why. So they have to do whatever it takes to, throw as much mud and much slander as they possibly can to influence you stupid motherfuckers, because y'all are influenced by TV and social media. They have to do as much as they can to influence you motherfuckers to say, oh, this is horrible. Oh, this is outrageous.
Yeah.
You sound just like them. Have y'all not even known sometimes when I listen to R&B for 5 hours, guess what? I'm in a mellow state and I'm thinking about, doing some nice things to my wife. When I listen to drill music, guess what? I'm ready to turn up, and if somebody says something to me the wrong way, it might be a confrontation. The same works with media. It's brain food. All of this is brain food. So whatever your timeline is showing, if it's showing nothing but toxicity, it's your fault.
Be toxic.
It's your fault.
Because you allowed it.
These four squares that you see right now, we joke, we have fun, but it ain't nothing but positive energy and building. And guess what? Each one of us is elevated since we started this, because it ain't been nothing but positive energy and building. It's brain food. If you keep being around people that is going to give you stuff that is going to make you elevate, if you only have your timeline saying stuff that elevates you, guess what you are going to eventually do?
Yeah, and I ain't ashamed to say it. This shit triggers my anxiety. I got to get the hell away from it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just straight up, because it's all really energy based. It's like that energy shit is real, dog. For real. It's energy and culture.
Now,
Two
speaking
things that you just can't, they are what they are.
Now, speaking of energy and culture, building, I've just pulled up the NBA standings.
East or West?
We can talk about either one.
Let's start with the West.
Let's start with the West. As we are taping this show, the Dallas Mavericks are in 11th.
Yep. Not shocked.
Sitting a half game behind Oklahoma City. So I'm not going to read y'all the standings, but this is pretty much the West scenario. The first 3 seeds are pretty much figured out. Denver's going to win the West. Memphis is going to finish 2. Sacramento, God bless them. We're going to talk about Sacramento Kings playoff basketball for the first.
Their magic number's like 1, right?
Yeah, they about to clinch.
Right.
They'll get it.
3, and then we get into this space. We got Phoenix,
LA,
Clippers battling for 4th. But here's the key. The difference between Minnesota at 6th and Oklahoma City at 10th is a game and a half.
Mm.
The Western Conference play-in, y'all, could be Steph Curry, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Kyrie Irving, and Luka Doncic.
I love it.
The part that worries me as a Memphian sitting there too. One of the motherfuckers gonna finish seventh. It's like, here we go.
Hey, but here's the reason why you're 2 and they're 7th, Ham. You guys have culture. You guys have meaningful relationships.
Got good energy.
You guys have, at the very least, even though you're young, you guys have rallied around being the villain. Even though I don't agree with being the villain, at least you guys found something. No, the only reason why I don't agree with being the villain, because once again, sometimes they could carry over to off the court if you're too young. Like, a lot of people don't know this. Tupac Shakur was a thespian and a poet. After he did Juice, he admitted to the media that I had to live up to Bishop after doing that role because I did it so well, which opened up Above the Rim Birdie, which, you know, he ended up going to jail, coming out, opened up, you know, the All Eyes on Me album and the Machiavelli album. Like, people don't understand how real that is. When somebody put an image on you and you start to buy into it, you have to be careful. It's undercover cops right now that is probably, you know, being undercover, but they're actually in character to the point where they can't tell if they're a cop or the person that they were being.
They being Jay Reed.
Yeah.
You know, Pop Jay Reed,
Donnie Brasco, all of them.
The issue for Memphis, I think, is not only embracing the role, but it is going to be how fast do they grow up?
Yep.
Yeah.
Because they are very capable. They have NBA Finals talent on their team. That team, when they're fully together, can absolutely make an NBA Finals.
Easily.
The question is going to be, does the immaturity get them in? And that's the question. But Trav, we talk about this West. What do you make of this, man?
hey man, we welcome everybody to the Wild Wild West. You don't see the 50 wins like you used to, but it's still the Wild Wild West. Everybody is separated by a game and a half, 2 games. Well, what, like 2 weeks, 2 more weeks? 2 more weeks and we done?
We done April.
Done in April, right?
April 9th.
April, second week of April. So yeah, I mean, I like it. I because what this does is make everybody play now. It makes everybody play. Besides Memphis gonna play and Denver gonna play. It makes everybody play basketball. It makes everybody play. It makes everything competitive. Every game counts now. Every game counts. So I'm going to enjoy these last 2 weeks. And this play-in, I want the Lakers to be in the play-in. I want Golden State to be in the play-in.
Why not?
I want Dallas to be in the play-in.
Golden State's gonna get a 6 seed, and don't be surprised if they pull up 95. Don't underestimate.
I just would love it. I just want every game to be competitive. Every game has to count at this point. I mean, I say this is gonna be my slogan, man. And if you take care of your business at the beginning, you ain't gotta worry about the end.
That's right.
Now, Eastern Conference. I'm gonna do a J Ham maneuver on this. This is some J Ham trivia for y'all. Let me say, let's see. Y'all take a guess. Can you name me the season? The last time the Cleveland Cavaliers made the playoffs without LeBron James?
If you're on my wall and you pay attention, you know what time it is.
And you know what?
You
I was on there.
you don't even know what grade I was in.
1997.
97, 98. Shout out to the Sean Kemp,
Don Kemp.
Terrell Brandon days.
Brevin Knight, Youngs and Jonas Ilgauskas, Wesley Person was on the roster. I used to run with them on NBA Live. They were solid.
Now I'm gonna tell you what is like. I think this is the one series we know that's gonna happen. Cleveland, New York in the first round.
That's fun.
Wild.
That's fun. I'm gonna tell y'all like this, Cleveland. If y'all hated Trae Young for what he did to y'all from Atlanta, y'all gonna despise Darius Garland. Hey, Darius Garland he's gonna be a thorn in your side. Darius, look, don't go to New York in your offseason after what you're about to do to them. Just don't. It's just better for you, bro.
MJ, you talking about Darius Garland. You got to talk about Donovan Mitchell going back home.
Here's the reason why I'm not talking about Donovan Mitchell going back home. I'm so glad you mentioned that. Because with all of the energy, the emotion, the excitement, not just that, but Thibodeau is going to make sure that he take away his first, second, third, and fourth move. He's going to take away Donovan's stuff. He's going to do it. The problem that Tibbs is going to have is it ain't nothing you can take away from Darius. He going to get what he wants.
That's true.
So which one you gonna do? You gonna let Darius cook or you gonna let Donovan cook? I already know the answer if I know Tibbs. Tibbs taking away your primary. The primary is Donovan this year.
Donovan. But Tibbs is a good defensive-minded coach. He's a very good defensive-minded coach. Donovan gonna get him one in that guard.
Oh, yeah.
Gonna get him one.
Yeah. Yeah. So Donovan's gonna give him one, and that's what I'm saying. Donovan's gonna give him one, and Darius is gonna do the rest.
That's all that's needed. And that's all that's needed.
Now, I'm gonna give you another Scary Hours first round matchup. If Miami ends up 6,
Nice.
Philadelphia, that's a hard first round matchup.
Miami and Philly.
Hey, somebody gotta mute that computer, by the way.
Yeah. Somebody's gonna give a little feedback. Miami, Philadelphia in the first round. If you're Philadelphia with all the struggles that we've Harden and Doc, that is the last team I want to play in the first round. I think Philly could, but it could be a longer series than it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
It's stressful 6.
A stressful 6.
Can Tyrese Maxey be the Boston Strangler 2.0?
Interesting.
They could.
Because every time I look at Philly can't get past the Celtics. I'm not worried about Miami. Even if it takes 7 games, they're going to beat Miami. Celtics is the problem. They just can't beat the Celtics. They need a Boston Strangler. And I think Tyrese might be it. Because Marcus Smart, he got to guard. Who he got to guard? He got to guard Harden, right?
Yeah.
Tyrese, you got to beat Derek.
You know what? That matchup that Big Shot presented, that the Heat and Miami, the Heat and not Miami, Philly.
Yeah.
That series will only go as far as Doc and Embiid would let it go.
Yeah. Which is 6 or 7. It takes longer.
No.
It takes longer for Doc to cook. I'm sorry. It's just
and that's the problem. Doc was cooking long and he had a big 3.
You're right.
He went through that whole playoff going at least 6 or 7 games.
He did.
Yeah. They struggle with Joe Johnson and them in the Hawks.
But Joe and Josh Smith them in that launching pad, that was different. They was different.
They
different in Atlanta.
They had a little problem with that. They
had to see LeBron and had to see him for 7.
Seeing him 6 or 7. Then they played another one, 6 or
Detroit.
7. Then they won the finals in 6.
Yeah, Detroit.
And Kobe quit on them, and they went 6.
Yeah.
Doc, you gotta do better than this, man.
So Doc,
Hey,
I think
read my name. Hey, Trav, read my name.
Straight up.
Dude, I understand.
It's not.
I know, but
it's different, bro.
hey man, it's something about Doc, man. It's something about Doc.
I'm gonna tell you what it's Doc. I can tell you why. Doc will not let go of the old school.
Ubuntu don't work for everybody, man.
It don't. Because here's the thing with Doc. Here's the problem with Doc. Doc from the west side of Chicago. Doc was born in the era where pimping started in Chicago. Doc still thinking this pimping shit work. It don't work no more. Everybody's on to you. They're on to you. They know what you're trying to do.
It also
all that slick stuff you talking, they just like, yeah, whatever, man. Get away from me.
It also doesn't, and that's the other thing too. It doesn't work with the personality you got to. KG, Paul Pierce, those are different personality types than what Embiid and James Harden.
Right.
Like KG and Paul Pierce, you know, when they come to the gym, they on edge every day.
Right.
Joel James, more James than Joel. Depending on what his mood is today. Which is why a Philly-Miami series gets interesting, because Miami is going to annoy you to death.
And Trav's favorite player is still bad that they chose to Bass over him. So, it's an extra added storyline for Trav in that balance. Just had to throw that in there. Because he want to say it. He want to say it.
I'll say it for you, Trav. Hey, y'all ever see that angry translator off King and Peele? Let me be here for Trav. Jimmy Butler ain't shit. The nigga can't create his own shot. He's wildly overrated. He plays hard as fuck to get that emotional last 23 points a game that he fucking gets that leads to nothing but a first round exit. Y'all stop putting Jimmy Butler up here. The only reason why he was worth a damn because they was in a bubble and the only thing that was around him was Mickey Mouse. Stop it. Did I cover it, Trav?
He got that down again.
Man, Jimmy Butler gonna go 10 for 28. Gonna have 28 points. And all y'all gonna holler about it, he a dog. You right, he a dog, all right. He ain't slop.
He's a dog. He's a dog that requires a lot of attempts at the bone. Like, your dog might be slow if it takes 28 attempts for him to bite it.
Yeah.
Being honest, he might be slow.
I'm here for the Trav Jimmy Butler experience again.
I'm gonna buy him some coffee and send it to Trav. I'm gonna buy his coffee and send it to Trav.
You keep that coffee. You keep it. Don't drink coffee. You keep it.
Now, next week, just to give y'all a little insight on the show, I like to give y'all homework early. Next week, we're going to have the Final Four review, and we're going to give out our awards. Now, not MVP, not Defensive Player of the Year. We're going to make up our own. Everybody got to bring 3 to the table. It could be funny. It could be slang. It could be whatever, however you want to be. Just don't get us kicked off YouTube.
I'm gonna get Bowl 2023.
Don't put that pressure on me, bro. Don't put that pressure on me not to get us kicked off YouTube, bro. Because it's a challenge now. That was a challenge.
I ain't gonna get us kicked off YouTube.
And like, I'm gonna take it personal. Like, I take this personally that you said I can't get y'all kicked off YouTube. I think I can.
I ain't gonna get us kicked off YouTube, but it's gonna be live.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you my first superlative.
Just know that man will be produced and sponsored by the Fresh Baked People.
Next week, 94 Feet of Life, end of season awards. This ain't your main. This is not your mainstream. We doing our own.
Memphis, I need your help with something. I'm gonna holler at y'all probably Thursday. Let me think about how I want to do this.
Hey, I'll throw a layup for y'all. Player that's most likely to spend $500,000 on Ice Spice. Like, do y'all really want me to do this? Because I could not show up next week, for real.
No, you could. No, we need to show up next week.
2 weeks.
We'll just keep the. We'll just stay. I hope we still here on by the time the show's over.
It's common knowledge, bro. I ain't saying nothing but a fact.
Big shot in the building, Coach MJ in the building, Ham in the building, Trav in the building, our main man Les. 94 Feet of Life is the Facebook group. 94 Feet of Life is the YouTube. Subscribe, tag a friend, tell a friend. Basketball for the people, by the people.